sense says Pop the Balloon will probably be successful in a huge hit with or without y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. She want that bag, I get that cash, smoking that gas, I get that bag, she want that bag, I get that bag, I get that cash, smoking that gas, she want that bag, I get that cash,
So welcome back, everyone. My name is April Butcher. I'm your Muva On Social, and I come to give you guys a little common sense commentary in these car chats about things happening in the world, in pop culture, and in these internet streets. So if that interests you, definitely hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let's get into today's car chat. So do y'all like today's makeup? Is it eating? Is it eating, girls? Huh? Is it eating? Hey, how you doing? So I know I'm just being silly, but hey, you guys. So I was on TikTok and I was watching, going through the feed or whatever, and I came across my girl, Kirah Ominique. So if you guys don't know who Kirah is, she's a vlogger here on YouTube, really big vlogger, and I absolutely love her down, and I love her content and what she brings to the table as far as creativity. And she was mentioning that a lot of people are not supporting Pop the Balloon going to Netflix. Now, I am not a huge fan of the TV show, of the YouTube show Pop the Balloon, because I'm married. I'm old. I'm a Gen X. Like, I just haven't gotten into the whole craze of Pop the Balloon. For me, I just feel like at times it could be very humiliating after seeing some of the clips that have surfaced, like through YouTube or whatever, or even TikTok. So it was never anything that was just on my radar. I'm the type of person, I watch stuff like Only Murders in the Building. Okay, I'm that type of girl. So I stumbled upon Kirah's video, and this is what Kirah had to say about the Pop the Balloon situation.
Oh my God, I'm not watching Netflix Pop the Balloon. That's exactly how y'all sound when y'all don't want to support other Black creators. And I'm really tired of this conversation because as soon as y'all favorite content creators start elevating, it's a switcheroo, a 360. And the conversation is tired at this point because I don't understand the mindset of when people don't want to support their favorite creators as soon as they start taking that next step in life. I just don't understand because that's what life is all about. And I'm sorry, BET did not pick this up. Netflix did. Netflix is a global network, okay? They don't cater to one demographic. They are very versatile and is very, whitewashed, but that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, we should go support her because hello, y'all are in the comments saying, oh my God, a TV network should pick this up. Oh my God, it's showing it on TV. Now she on TV and now y'all like, oh, we not watching this. That's sick. And how would you feel if you started to make a certain type of content and then you're like, oh, you boosted to a whole nother level, and then your audience is like, oh, you doing that? We ain't watching you no more. Sick. Instead of disassociating from each other, we should be supporting one another because at the end of the day, it's already hard as it is. Okay, we need to stick together. Thank you. I know I look like Malcolm X right now, but baby, you get the motherfucking message.
So here's my thoughts on it, okay? I've seen a lot of discourse from people here, people on TikTok, their feelings that they're not going to watch the show.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your host Arlette, and we are joined here today with my lovely husband, BM.
Yep. Obviously, you've all have been seeing we have signed to produce Pop the Balloon on Netflix. We will be executive producers on the new Pop the Balloon live.
Good morning. Pop the Balloon going to Netflix is great because that means it's about to die. It's going to die because nobody wants to see that version of that show. That version of that show is whitewashed.
Because they are saying that the show is whitewashed. Okay? That's what people are saying because from the promo of the show with Yvonne Orgy. I always say Ivani Orgy, but that's not how you pronounce the name. Her name is Yvonne Orgy from Insecure. She's going to be the host. And a lot of people were saying, well, we want the original host, who is now the executive producer with her husband. They, I guess, sold some of their rights to the Netflix corporation that wanted a piece of the pie of the Pop the Balloon. And it's going to be a different kind of concept because it's going to be more diverse, and it's also going to be live. Okay, so the show on YouTube is pretty much black cast, black guest, and it's pretty much a black show. Okay.
So Jessica, why'd you have your balloon unpopped?
I liked what he was saying, especially about him having aspirations, and I wanted to hear more about what he had to go about. Also, I liked that he was very articulate with the way he spoke.
Okay. All right. And why'd you end up popping her balloon?
The reason why I popped her balloon, I'm an eyebrow guy.
But on this version, it's going to be black host, but white, black, Hispanic, Asian. Like, they're saying that it's whitewashed or gentrified. Okay. Here's my thoughts on it. The original Pop the Balloon series is still going to be over on YouTube. It is not going anywhere. And the host, the original host, is still going to be there. She's just executive producing over on Netflix with her husband. Okay. And this is a thing that, this is the reason why I keep my audience very diverse. I don't speak to just a specific set of people, and I don't niche down into a specific demographic, because let's say car chats get real big, and let's say car chats, what I do here, common sense commentary, let's say it gets really big, and let's say a network like let's say Bravo or We or some other platform, VH1, somebody wants to pick me up. I don't want to be in a specific audience demographic where then I get chastised for making a decision to take my show or take my stories in a different direction. I don't specifically cover just black stories. I cover everything. I cover a plethora of things. And that's why I don't like to be niched down just into Kardashian content. Because the minute you stop doing that type of content, people get upset and people get mad because they feel like they've made you, you know, which is a problem in the black community. I feel a lot of times, I understand we don't have a lot of, you know, we used to have BET and things like that catered specifically to black stories and the black demographic. But at the same time, it comes across very parasocial at times. I've seen it happen with Kirah's daughter. I've seen it happen with Juvia's place. I've seen it happen time and time again where these parasocial relationships are built in a sense where, and this is just my opinion, this is just common sense, these parasocial relationships are made where a certain demographic of people feel that because they've supported this brand or supported this show or supported whatever it is that they support, and then that whoever the founder of that then decides to sell it off to another company and it gets quote unquote whitewashed or gentrified, then it becomes a problem. And like, why can't we ever have anything? And why can't we blah, 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 blah. You know, I see channels like coming from the South and coming from Houston, Texas. Telemundo has been there. You know, Telemundo caters to their Hispanic audience by putting on shows that speak to the Hispanic culture that speak Spanish and want to watch their telenovelas or whatever it is that they want to watch. And we just haven't had that. We haven't had that specifically for the black community since really BET. And the minute BET got sold off, it's like the programming is suspect. Okay, so I get that aspect of it, but I don't like how we are so one-dimensional sometimes in our thought process and don't see that a lot of times people build things so they could sell it. They build things so they can make money. It's nothing personal to you. You being a customer, yes. You invested your time into watching these series and things like that, but your original series is not going anywhere. And literally all it takes is a Google search to find that out. And I get so upset that everybody gets so reactive and they get everybody on this bandwagon like a bunch of sheep, just going after a brand without actually doing the proper research to understand that, yeah, your show is still going to be there. It's not going anywhere. But there's nothing wrong with them elevating and taking the brand somewhere else and building that brand out. If I want to do card chats, I'm not the only person to do card chats, okay? But I'm the only person that do it my way, okay? We've seen several like late night talk shows do these card chats in the cars with celebrities. I might end up branding myself out to be something like that. I don't know what tomorrow holds for April Butcher, but I would hope that my audience would hold me down and stick with me. And that's why I don't cater to a specific like race demographic. I cater to everybody. I really cater to Gen X, to be honest. Gen X is my audience, is the people I speak to. We shop at the same places. We like similar things. But I don't specifically be like, oh, I'm only talking to black women. I'm only talking to white women. I'm only talking to Hispanic women. I am very diverse in the people that I talk to. It's just the age demographic. And then at times I have millennials and Gen Z sprinkled into my audience because they're learning things from me that I'm just sharing as just somebody that's a little bit more seasoned and have more wisdom and have some common sense, because we know common sense ain't common. And everybody ain't got common sense, right? But I just hate that for the brand, that just like Kirah said, you know, everybody's rooting for you. And the minute you decide to make that step over and actually make it something, then it becomes a problem. And I could see that even with her brand, because of the base demographic of her brand. The minute Kirah will venture out and do something, and I pray this never happens to a brand, but I could see it happening because that's just the nature of the beast, okay? When you're catering to a specific demographic, is the minute that she starts to work with more white brands, they're gonna be like, oh, look at Kirah, just because she's a light-skinned black girl, she's dealing with white brands. She doesn't want to deal with any black brands. She doesn't want to review black products or work with anything for the black community. And we made her, we put her where she's at. And that's not fair. That's not fair, because I don't see any other community doing that. Everybody will, I'll give you another example. Everybody big up Emma Grede for being with Kim Kardashian and making Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian who they are, right? And like with Good American and with Skims, everybody bigs up Emma Grede, but Emma Grede's base audience is not black people. If you look who her friends are and who she speaks to and her messaging and who she works with, is majority white women. But the black women big her up. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing with Meghan Markle or Megan Sussex. All the black women are backing Megan Sussex right now, but the minute Megan Sussex does something to offend black women, they're going to jump off that ship and go somewhere else. And we have to stop. We have to find a way to support things we love and not it always be like, oh, pick it up, time to move, I'm tired. I'm tired of moving to different places. That's why I like watching shows like Only Murders in the Building. That's my favorite show. It speaks to Gen X. It's very, not really relatable. I wouldn't say relatable, but it's very believable in the stories and the things that they're doing. And because you have Martin Short and Dean Martin and Selena Gomez sprinkled in, it just makes a really good ensemble cast, and it does not speak to a specific demographic. It's just good watching TV. I know a lot of young black people are out there watching shows like Pop the Balloon, because it's hard out there for you guys dating, and I totally understand that. But just understand that that couple is trying to make a name for themselves, and they're trying to make money for themselves, and their show is really good. And if that is what funds them to have a bigger studio at some point, to produce other shows for other individuals because they might eventually have their own studio, then why not do that? Why do we have it? Why does it have to be all or nothing? Why can't what they're doing fund other things to help the Black community? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And that's the problem I have with this whole entire situation. Kudos to them. Great work that they made it to this point. The regular show that everybody watches online is still going to be there. It's not going anywhere. They're just basically almost like what a licensing deal is. I'm pretty sure is what they did with Netflix, where they're licensing out their brand for them to have a separate type of show. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Look how many times over Andy Cohen has taken the Real Housewives and flipped it into how many franchises? Anybody mad about that? And in that whole entire franchise, there are only 2 shows of the franchise that are all Black casts. So why not take your Black show and dibble and dabble and dip your toes into something else to make you more money? We gotta do better, people. We have to do better. This makes zero sense. Shout out to Kirah for starting this conversation, because I did see her video and I understand completely where Kirah is coming from, because trust and believe, they will support you until they feel that you surpass them, and then it's a problem, right? And I pray with my audience we never get there. That's why I build my audience slow and steady, and I love you guys for that. With that being said, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it. If you want a little makeup review, let me know, girl, because the makeup is eating today. I want y'all to see this. It is eating down today, baby. I tried something new and she's good. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, sign up in the comment section down below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.